This conference will now be recorded.
Okay, so today I'm going to discuss with you some of the conceptual things about observability and traceability. So there's one keyword which you might be hearing a lot, and that is called observability. Right? Have you hear this keyword?
Yeah,
Have
I
you?
have.
Yeah. So nowadays we are
Yes, I have.
using this keyword. Yeah. So nowadays we are hearing this keyword a lot. So what does that mean? So observability means collecting uh, matrices. Okay, collecting a matrices, collecting the logs, and then collecting the traces. Okay, so these are the things we are going to collect. And so you have all the matrices, all the logs, all the traces, and then on top of it, you have dashboard. You dashboard, and you in fact you do the explorations of the data of all this, you know uh, of matrices, logs, and traces, and alerts. So this is something which we do that. So observability is one of the process in which we collect the metrics, we collect the logs, we collect the traces, and then we explore the data. We create a dashboard and do the alerts. So this is something which we do a lot in today's SRE worlds, actually operations and SRE world. Now, when we say matrices, so then matrices is maybe from the infra matrices. Infra matrices means your server matrices. You get it. For example, CPU, RAM, a hard disk, and stuff like that, network and all. So this is something which you have, all this stuff, input, output, and all stuff like that.
So
Now, when we say,
what would you say? What would you say?
Migul, your voice is breaking for me
I
actually.
have a quick question.
Yeah, yeah.
Okay,
Please tell
how's
me.
it now?
Yeah, it's much better, I guess, from last.
Yeah, my question is, what is the difference? What is it? What would you say the difference is between metrics and logs?
Yes, that's what I'm going to tell you. Yeah. So matrices which we something which we have
Okay,
like a CPU, something like a RAM, something like hard disk matrices, network matrices, input and output matrices. So something like this. You have from the infra matrices. You can also say like Apache matrix. You have Apache servers, web servers, or something like that. You want to have a matrix from that. Nginx matrix, MySQL matrix, Tomcat matrix. So these are the matrices which you have from the tools also. Now, when we say logs, then it can be your applications log. Okay, it can be Linux log, it can be Windows log, it can be network log. So all these logs which you see that is stored in the files, so those are the logs which we want to collect and store it. Now, when we say traces, this is something which we are
okay,
focusing in this session. So when we say traces, that means what? So guys, traces can be collected in a various ways. Okay, one of the traces which we call it APM traces, APM trace. One of the trace which we call it a synthetic trace. Okay, synthetic trace. One of the
okay,
traces we call it a RAM trace. Okay, so these are the different types of traces which we have: APM trace, synthetic trace, RAM trace. RAM means what? RAM means real user monitoring. Okay, so our session is mainly focused on the traces, right? uh, Mainly focus on the open tracing. And but yes, if you want to understand the observability, these are the things we have to collect as well. So we have to collect all the matrices, logs, traces, different types of traces like APM traces, synthetic traces, rum traces, and then store in the some backend. Okay, so these traces will be stored in the backend. Now the backend, which is important. Okay, stored in the backend, and after that backend, using the backend UI, you can explore the data. You can create a dashboard. You can create alerts. Okay, now we want to know list of
Okay. Can I
backends
ask you
for
a quick
the.
question?
Ah, tell me.
Yeah. Is it possible? What tool would you, if there is actually an increase in logs, right? For example, would
Hmm.
tracing help you find the source of that increase in logs?
Increase in logs, correct?
Yes. There's one. Let's say you have one particular entity or resource, and there's now been an increase in logs, and you want to find out what is actually causing that increase, especially like in a distributed environment. Would tracing be the tool to do so?
Yes. So let me draw pictures. That will be easy for us to discuss. Okay. So what you said here
Okay,
is,
perfect.
yeah. So what you said here, this is the one microservices. Okay. And there's another microservices which we have here, and then another microservices which we have here. Now what you said, this services, let's say running in this server, this is the services running this server. Now what you said, the
If
services that you have increase in logs, correct?
that's correct.
Yeah, so let's say you have an increase in logs here. So what was the next question?
If you
Let's
are
say increase.
drawing something I am not seeing, if you are showing me
Migul.
something I am not seeing, I am still on a different screen. Yes,
Okay,
hello.
so Migul, I think your voice is breaking for me, and same time, are you able to see my screen?
Now I can. Now I can. I will write to you though.
Yeah, are you with a bad internet or something right now? Let me pause this recording.